extraordinary music.
What's going on, Masterclass family? This is your boy, Mr. Adams, bringing you the Masterclass Trade of the Day. Today, we're going to highlight SPY as the Masterclass Trade of the Day. The overall market sold off today, which is October 10th, 2018, due to interest rate hikes and money rotating out of the economy, out of the stock market, should I say, into bonds and treasuries. And there's also some talk about China and their sovereign wealth funds and different institutions of China are starting to pull money from U.S. dollar-based assets so that they can better stabilize their currency during the trade war with the tariffs and everything. So that's a part of it. But we're going to highlight the SPY and a few others today because this move was incredible. So starting off, every YouTube video that I do is based off of our primary setup, and that's the Go Mary setup. So let's review that first. Yesterday, on Tuesday, the SPY had consolidated. That's one of our qualifications. Previous day is consolidation. So yesterday, you can see that the SPY consolidated all yesterday, which formed a gold setup. Now going into today, we have the SPY with a gold Mary setup, beautifully gold. Everything is very tightly consolidated. The green pivot support is perfectly married with the previous day's low. That's where the marriage comes from. And then the stock just broke down from there, really never looked back. It broke out with a small candle here, your first 5 minutes. That could have been your entry. And it fell the entire day. It completely rode the purple 20-day moving average all the way down for the most part. You had dual negative money flow. That's a positive sign for this setup for puts. The MACD had crossed below the MACD val line had crossed below the AVG line. That's another great signal, which is confirming the downward trend. And you had the slower RSI crossing below the oversold line. So all of these indicators are pointing downward. Not to mention that the regression channel is pointing down as well, and it's agreeing with what we're looking at on a 5-minute chart. Along with that, we also had alerts for a SPY that came in from the Masterclass scans. In fact, we got a SPY alert at 11 p.m. last night for dojis on a daily chart, and then we got another alert this morning about 8:01 from the same scan confirming that this is a trade for puts. So the scan had definitely worked, which brought the SPY to our attention. So let's take a look at the daily chart. Here is the day chart of SPY. Yesterday, we can see there's a doji right here that's perfectly aligned with the 50-day moving average. Not to mention that we had the yellow 10-day moving average crossing below the 20-day moving average on the daily, which is another sign of a downtrend. And then we have a doji that's right on the 50-day moving average. And we have a Thanos set up for puts as well. The MACD has crossed over, it's pointing downward negative. We have the TTM wave that's starting to shift downward. And then we have the TTM squeeze that fired negative as well. Today has been the first day, so this downward trend could continue for a moment. And you had the slow RSI cross the middle line on the daily chart. So everything on the daily chart was pointing downward as well. If we look at the 1-hour chart, we have a gold setup on the 1-hour chart. The stock is below the monthly VWAP, which is the white line. It's below the Ichimoku cloud on the 1-hour chart. It's consolidated under all of the moving averages on the 1-hour chart, just like on the 5-minute chart. And you have a Thanos here as well. Negative MACD, negative TTM wave, and a squeeze fired off negative. So you got the 5-minute, the 1-hour, and the daily chart all agreeing with you. That's really all you need. But if we take a look at the 30-minute chart, It's the same thing. You had the stock closing below all of the moving averages and the weekly VWAP here, and it just collapsed. Negative MACD. If we look at the 15-minute chart, we can see that the stock once again is under the weekly VWAP, and this was yesterday's low. And the SPY couldn't hold yesterday's low, broke below it with a collapsing MACD as well. All four MACDs were negative, which confirmed that this was one of the trades take. The puts that I was looking at this morning was the 285 puts. Those puts opened up at 24 cents. They hit a high for the day of $7.92. That's a 33 to 1. And what really caught my attention here is the 281 puts that opened at 3 cents. They went as high as $3.96 for a 19,700% return on your investment in a day. 99% of people on the planet would never make that in their lifetime, let alone that being the amount of percentage gain had you purchased that contract series today. Just to take a look at a couple of other names to show you that the setup works. It's not just about the stock, it's about the setup. This is Microsoft. Microsoft has the same gold married setup. It was gold yesterday, previously consolidated, broke below the married levels, negative money flow, negative MACD, RSI closing below, crossing below the oversold line. That was about a 10 to 1 today on Microsoft. Let's take a look at Twitter. Twitter, similar setup. You have your marriage here. That was your merit levels, pivot support, and the previous day's low. Your gold moving averages tightly consolidated together. The first candlestick was huge, broke below those levels, never looked back. Dual money flow. Everything else is aligned, like with SPY and Microsoft. Twitter gave you a 5 to 1. I believe Google and Amazon were engaged setups, but the setup was pretty much the same because for the 5 to 1 setups, we look for gold, marriage, and engaged. Google was the same thing. You have the engagement here, previous day's low, pivot support. It was gold coming into the pre-market from a consolidation yesterday. Google gave you a good 3 to 4 or 5 to 1, I believe, as well. I just want to show you guys that the gold married setups, whether for puts or calls, when the stars are aligned, they certainly work. And man, oh man, all you need is 6 of these trades. If you just really focus on them, if you get 6 of these in a row, your life could change within a week or two. That's it for today, folks. Masterclass, dominate.